Yo, what's going on everyone? A couple of months ago, I made a video addressing some, in quotations, credible Sword and Shield leaks. Now at the time, no one knew too much about these leaks because they were leaked a few days before the Pokemon Direct that happened in June. Now the June Direct was the first bit of information we got about Sword and Shield after learning who the starters were. So now that a few months have passed, we're gonna look at how things have changed or stayed the same, and whether these leaks are actually credible. So let's start with the 4chan post.
I'm here with this 4chan post that seems to be incredibly accurate upon rereading. Before I continue, you may be thinking, who is this new voice? I don't know who this is. I'm not a new voice. If you're channel OG, only real ones remember who I am. I'm one of the channel founders. I just haven't been in a video for a very long time. But I'm very excited to be talking about Eternatus. It's a name that has come up on this, what I think, extremely credible 4chan post. It's the third legendary according to this person. They have accurately predicted what Zacian and Zamazenta look like and what they are based on. Based on the language of how this person has phrased it, Eternatus isn't going to be a wolf. That's interesting, considering what it could possibly be. Is it a horse? Is it a snake? We don't know, but it's definitely something worth noting. They then carry on to mention Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. Now I think this is especially notable because we would be a whole nother news drop away from anything relating to these two concepts. What's interesting further is he's mentioning Gigantamax forms for Pokemon we at this point have not seen yet. Meowth, who he describes looking like a long cat, Lapras, who they describe as having musical bars on its shell, and Pikachu, who they describe as looking like its retro fat self. Now we know that regional variants will be a thing in Galar, which is why the statement that we will get a Pokemon called Sirfetch'd, a regional evolution of Farfetch'd, carries so much more weight. He also mentions that Meowth will look like a ball of spiky grey fur. Now I don't know if this is specifically a regional variant or if he's mainly going back to that reference to its Gigantamax form. Either way, this is some very interesting new information that could very well be real. And it's not just about Pokemon. The leak also makes a reference to the gym leaders. He mentions all of the first 4 gym leaders, who he says are Milo, Nessa, Kabu, and Opal. Now we know Milo and Nessa are in the game. Kabu we are yet to be introduced to, and so is the case for Opal as well, who this leaker says is the first fairy type gym leader. That's really cool, really interesting, and I hope it is 100% true. Something we can comfortably assume is true from these leaks is the concept of gym challenges. We can assume they are true because while Nessa's, the thing that he mentions here, the running through a maze and water blocking your way, that is 100% confirmed from the demo version that we saw. Now, granted, it was extremely simplified, but based on his description of what Milo's is, being that you heard Wooloo with a Yamper, and then this unreleased gym leader Kabu having some sort of Pokemon catching contest, that sounds a lot more engaging. So hopefully as the game goes on, these gym challenges get a bit more intricate, maybe even a bit more difficult. I know, a difficult Pokemon game. Sounds too good to be true. And now we get on to the first contentious part of these leaks. They go on to talk about the starters. And according to them, Scorbunny will have fighting moves but is a pure fire type. They even name the second evolution being Raboot. They don't name the final evolution, but they do say that it looks like a fighter and is humanoid. Now I kind of have a bias against humanoid designs. I much prefer quadruped or even no legs in their designs. I just think humanoids are very overused, but that's a matter of opinion. You can do with that information what you will. Now we get to the people's champ, Sobble, becoming a Pokemon called Sizzle and then evolving into Inteleon. According to the leak, they are chameleons with a spy theme. And now, I really like the sound of that. My only problem, not necessarily a problem, my only concern is that I'm not sure what the secondary typing for Sobble will be, and I have the same concern for Grookey, which apparently will turn into a giant gorilla beating a wooden drum to attack. Now, it is very possible that all three of these starters are just pure typing. And honestly, I mean, I don't have that much of a problem with that, but I can see how that will affect a lot of other people's perception of them. They seem a lot less interesting without a secondary typing. I also don't think that just because Scorbunny is a pure fire type, it doesn't rule out the possibility that the other two will have secondary typings. Maybe I just don't have the range of imagination to think of what they could be. If anything, this Sobble line could end up being Water Dark, which was shown to be very successful in the past with Greninja. Could be Water Ghost, which would be quite interesting. Grookey, I still honestly have no idea. We'll just have to wait and see. Ultimately, there is a really good case for the legitimacy of this 4chan post. There's a scary amount of accuracy down to the naming of characters and Pokemon and game features. Again, just a reminder, this came out before that June Pokemon Direct. They go as far as to mention Cramorant, not by name, but they mention a blue seagull, diving, getting either a Barracuda or a Pikachu, which it will launch at its enemy. We don't know about the Pikachu yet. Yeah, we know about the fish, we don't know about the Pikachu. So that is again something that still might be coming. Do I 100% believe in this leak? It's really hard to say no, but at the same time, you gotta stay on your toes, man. You never know. You never know. We'll have to just, again, wait and see. But ultimately, this is most definitely the most accurate leak we've had.
Right, so moving on from the 4chan post, we have the Chinese Riddler's Dex leak. Now, if you don't know about the Chinese Riddler, he apparently predicted the Sun and Moon Dex by posting cryptic images that had to do with the Pokemon in the Dex. So, yeah, I'm skeptical about this picture specifically, but I'm also skeptical about the whole Chinese Riddler thing, because how do you know it's him? But anyway, we have this image, and for this image I'm going to jump straight into Photoshop, and the reason why I'm here is because I wanted to do this. So I'm just putting what we have over this leak, and I kind of have to shoehorn in things because the images on the leak don't match the Pokemon perfectly, and that's what led me to believe that it's not legit, but it's still kind of legit because the Pokemon do match in a way. And how do you predict that the Pokemon are gonna match? The only drawback about this list is that we don't really have evolutions besides Gossifleur and Eldegoss. So let's just go through this list and I'll show you what we have. Here we have Grookey, Scorbunny and Sobble. We know those. First one is Bird 2. Now Bird 2 over here is not a Cormorant, which Cramorant is based off on, but it's still a bird. So I'm putting Cramorant over it. Next up we have Squirrel 1, which is this chipmunk on this dude's tee, and also seen in the crowd, as you can see the cursor going around its tail. Yeah, put that as Squirrel 1. According to the other leak, there are others. Then we have Route 1 and Route 2, which I put for Gossifleur and Eldegoss. Now Gossifleur kinda looks like a root, but it's more a flower. To me, it looks more like a flower, but yeah, I'll just put it over Route 1. They're still plants. Eldegoss looks more like a dandelion, but the color scheme on this picture is the same, which is green and white. So yeah, you never know. Then we have Fish 1, which is clearly a goldfish, right? But yeah, you get me? I don't know the fish's name, the Pokemon fish, but neither does anyone else at this point. So there's that. Then we have Dog 1, Yamper. The color scheme kind of matches. They predicted a dog. There's a dog. Boom. Then we have Fairy 1, which is Alcremie. And I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that? Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. I'm just moving on. That doesn't look like cream at all, but okay. Then we have Sheep 2. Sheep 1 doesn't exist, so I put Wooloo under Sheep 2 because it's a lamb. And I'm pretty sure that Wooloo will probably have an evolution. Yeah. Then we have Badger 1 and 2. Zigzagoon and Lanoon. I could have honestly put Badger 1 as Lanoon and just ignored Zigzagoon. But you can't, because they clearly didn't predict Obstagoon. And there's no space for Badger 3, so this list isn't, it's looking very frail right now. Then we have Stone 1, Roly Coly. Rock, I guess. Moving on to Bat 1, we have Impidimp. Impidimp is a bat, yeah. That's pretty accurate, not gonna lie. Because it has like a bat wing at the back of its head. So, and the teeth. And the ears, so yeah, they got that one spot on. Then we have the Pika clone. Now, what is that picture though? Yeah. Let me just cover it up again. Obviously, there's gonna be a Pika clone in this generation, and obviously, you could just stick any type of mouse Pokemon. I mean, the ears kinda. No, they don't match, but no. Yeah. Let's just move on. Ghost 1. We have the classic Ghost, the Sheet Ghost, and Poltegeist. I don't know. That it just doesn't work at all. I'm just gonna move away from it. Then we have Robot 1 and 2, and for Robot 2 I put Duraludon over it because Duraludon shares a habitat with Tyranitar, and surely a first stage wouldn't be battling it out with Tyranitar. So if this is not true, if this text is not true, then and Duraludon doesn't have a first stage evolution, I could definitely see it being a standalone. It looks like that, but I could also see it having a first stage evolution. Then we have Thorn 1. Thorn 1, the spiky mother effers that we're seeing in the trailer in the background somewhere. I didn't even pick it up. I went on Cerebri and I just seen these motherfuckers just chilling. Apparently they're Pokemon. And I put them under Thorn 1. They could also go under Sting 1, which is a Hedgehog, but I don't see it matching the bull. So there's that. Then we move on to Wolf 1A and Wolf B. Zacian and Zamazenta, clearly predictable because Wolf, they're wolves in the logos. So yeah, I'm not gonna give this dude points for that one. It's just obvious. Then we have Nord 1, which is a turtle. So north, east, south, and west. There's apparently the directional mons. I put Trainor over here because it's the only one that matches. It's a turtle. I mean a tortoise. Did I say a turtle before? I meant tortoise. Then we have Plague 1, Corviknight. Just because the Plague Doctor mask kind of looks like the Corviknight picture. That's the only reason. Not the picture, like the beak looks like a bird. And crows, plagues, I don't know, that era, you feel me? Then, as I said, I put Obstagoon here in this question mark slots along with Galarian Weezing because, yeah, like they don't fit in anywhere else. Obstagoon would have fitted as Badger 3, but there's no Badger 3. But Galarian Weezing, there's just no, if you look at the entire list, I don't think there's any place. Like I went through the list to place it and it just didn't fit anywhere else. So yeah, that's gonna be the list. The thing about the list is it's not accurate. Okay, straight up, it just at this point things aren't matching properly. I can only force things to be there, especially like Poltergeist. It's just a ghost, and surely there's gonna be a ghost type in every gen. So a lot of the things were also obvious, like the legendaries, the wolves, as well as what's the other clear one, the Pika clone. So I would take this picture, the Chinese Riddler's picture, with a grain of salt. It doesn't look legit. So moving on, I'm probably just gonna look at that 4chan post. I'm gonna have to dismiss this picture right now until the full dex comes out. So that's what I will do. And yeah, that's all I have to say. That's all we have to say. So catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment maybe. But I'm out. See ya.